possibly save the lives of many. Thus, I ordered the NBI to arrest and cause the prosecution of those liable. I appointed a new PhilHealth president, whom I know is a man of integrity, a military man, a former military officer, and gave him marching orders to prioritize ridding the agency of corruption. By the way, I commend the Bureau of Investigation for its handling of high-profile cases resulting in the arrest and prosecution of criminals. These culprits will have their day of reckoning in court. I hope it happens during the last 3 years of my term. Concerning the unscrupulous persons manning our ports and scalawags in uniform, we have been unyielding in our reforms to weed them out of public service. I have fired or caused the resignation of more than 100 officials and appointees of government without regard to relationship, friendship, and alliance. There is no sacred cow, as the saying goes, in my administration. Institutions that are the stewards of our resources and agents of development have long been a major source of public frustration. Drastic reforms within these agencies have yielded results. Our government-owned and controlled corporations, infamous for high salaries and bonuses being paid for their executives and employees, have started to shape up. As of July 9, 2019, we collected more than 61 billion from GOCCs, or government corporations, 32 of which, or 32% is 16 billion from PAGCOR. This is more than the 36 billion collected in 2017. My salute to Andrea Domingo. Magpasugal ka pa ng marami. Bureau of Customs, though corruption-ridden, managed to collect 585 billion pesos in 2018. Imagine how much more could have been collected had the BOC been clean and less corrupt. May I cut and just magsalita lang ako kung anong sa isip ko. I went to the Bureau of Customs 2 weeks ago and found out that there are about 63 of them facing charges, criminal charges, and 61 of them under investigation. I hope that I can have the cooperation of Congress. If we cannot abolish their position, and if I cannot dismiss them for the reason that there is a security of tenure, I will just allow them to have their plantilla positions. But they have to report to Congress. Act too little and too slow. I recall saying that before the congressional hearing when I was mayor of Davao City. I say that again to emphasize how little we have changed since then. We have long on rhetorics, but short of accomplishments. It's not you, Congress, or even the executive department, and maybe me. So I am here to rectify my own error. That is why I implore those who occupy positions of power and authority to let your deeds and accomplishments do the talking. Lead by example. Words ring hollow when not followed by positive and prioritized action. Time and again, I have emphasized that, like my fellow workers in government, trabahante lang po ako ng Pilipino. Last year, I signed the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act, a significant piece of legislation to improve service delivery and fight corruption still until now. However, much is to be done in ensuring our responsiveness to the people's needs based on complaints received by this contact center Bayan, that's in my office. The LTO, SSS, BIR, LRA, and Pag-ibig are the top 5 agencies that need to drastically improve their service. I reiterate my directive to the government and instrumentalities, including the LGUs and the government corporations. Simplify. Andito ba kayo? Simplify. Just like the others. You can do it electronically. You do not have to go to the office. I've been asking that from you since 3 years ago. Pag hindi pa ninyo nagawa yan ngayon, papatayin ko talaga kayo. Nabubwisit na. Simplify and make your services responsive to client-friendly. Your client is the Filipino, our employer. From where the money in our pockets come from our salaries. Thanks to Executive Secretary Major Dia, we have increased the number of lines from hotline 8888 to make it more responsive to the public. Our ultimate goal is for our people to be freed from using these hotlines because government service and response have markedly improved. Again, I will ang problema kasi ng Pilipino, I'm addressing now to the Filipino. Kayo rin kasi, sinasabi ko na sa inyo, be assertive. At pag kayo o ikaw hiningian more than the required payment by government at humingi pa sa iyo, I've been telling you, mag-iskandalo kayo sa opisina. Make a scene. Sampalin mo yung na yan. Kasi aabot rin sa akin yan. And I have done that. Ako magprangka ako sa inyo. Ako lang ang presidente na hanggang ngayon nagbubugbog talaga ng tao. Yan sa loob ng Malacanang. Pinapakain ko ng pera yung mga yawa na yan. Igalit na ako sa inyo eh. Kindly be assertive. Pagka hiningian ka, sabihin mo, ina mo, sabi ni Duterte, the President told us that if you extort money from me, I will slap you. At sampalin talaga ninyo. Di na bali magkaaway. I will defend you. At kung maari, and this is what I've been doing all along, there's an 888. Be sure that it is true. Though you are not liable for libel, pero wag naman yang makasakit ka ng kapwa-tao na wala namang kasalanan. 888 then placed to President Duterte abuses by director asking for money. Text mo, lalabas yan dyan. And that is for the public to view. At kung totoo, Malacanang, I said, is open 24 hours. 24 hours, basta corruption. And that is why that fiasco about the frigate ni Trillanes was because yung Koreano na napagbili ng barko to sold the ship to the Philippine government, wala pa hong delivery. And it was there already ready. And that is why that Korean went to Malacanang just to complain, why is it that there is no request for delivery? So I told Bong, ayusin mo yan. He went to Lorenzana, and Lorenzana, nagsulat siya. May nakakuha because sa Malacanang, every administration may tao yan dyan. Every administration leaves some of the men because they are appointed on plantilla position. Kinuha nila, then it was brought here before the Congress. And so Bong was called to testify and said he was assured it will be a closed door. So I told Bong, no, ask for an open and public hearing. Sabi ko, sabihin mo sa lahat, kanina, wala, you have nothing, just say the truth. Sabi ko, pagkatapos niya testify, sabi ko, Bong, maniwala ka hindi, you will be a senator. Totoo yan. That is the story of how convoluted politics and corruption here in our country works. Equipped with political will, the government ordered the closure of Boracay Island for 6 months to prevent its further deterioration. We cleaned and rehabilitated the island and not allowed it to heal naturally. I am proud to say that it has been restored close to its original pristine state. Boracay Interagency Task Force led by Secretary Simato and fully supported by Secretaries Andio, Romulo Puyat, what's her name? Puro surname ito, Romulo Puyat. What's her name? Berna. Berna, Romulo Puyat, Belo, and Villar, and the TESDA Chief Mamunjong for this huge success. Kudos are also due to the PMS for integrating the 6-month rehabilitation plan and the NEDA for the recently approved Mindanao Term Boracay Action Plan. Boracay Island is just the beginning, and the girls there, the foreigners are waiting for you, gentlemen, to visit the place. They are all on the beach sunbathing. You are invited. I have not been there. Alam mo, nung naayos yan, we were told that there's going to be an opening tomorrow. So on the TV on that day, magandang hapon, showed a lot of bantings and banners. Salamat, Duterte, ano mga pagkatao. So when I saw it, I called the military and the police. remove the things. I am not going there. No need to really advertise. I am paid for what I'm doing. Nakukurnihan ako. Too much adulation, bordering pretensions. I can almost smell it a mile away. And I never went there until now. What I did was, I went to the other side of the island and asked the DAR, what is the status of the land behind the beach of Boracay? And they are still categorized as forestal and agriculture. Not, I said, not commercial? No, sir. So I told the agrarian reform, go to the place, have it inspected, because I will declare the whole of the island a land reform program. And I gave the islands piece by piece to the Etas, the natives of the place, para walang masabi. Marami kasi ginawa ko raw, para linisan ko, ibigay ko sa mga kaibigan ko. Wala akong kaibigang mayaman. Ayaw kong kaibigan ng mayaman. Because pagka mayaman ka, tatabi lang ka lang sa akin, pati ako napahira na ng kung ano-ano ang hingiin mo sa gobyerno. There are those who violate environmental rules. I am giving due notice to the LGUs and other stakeholders, kayo po, of tourist destinations to take extra steps in the enforcement of our laws and the protection of our environment. On January 27, 2019, we officially started the Manila Bay rehabilitation. Though we have a long way to go, we are encouraged by the test results of the waters near Padre Faura. We will relocate informal settlers. I hope it can happen during my time. Along the waterways and shut down establishments that continue to pollute and poison our waters. Make a choice. I'm going to the... Malaki ba yung building dyan? I'm going to dismantle your building or just simply burn it down so that we can have a new setup of environmental friendly, whatever that needs. To the build program in emerging economic hubs outside Metro Manila, this will swiftly gain ground thanks to the efforts of the economic team led by Secretary Dominguez. Hard at work in the interconnection of our islands and cities by air, land, and sea are Secretaries Tugade and Villar. Alaman naman ninyo, magaganda na ang airport ninyo. Inuna ko nga kayo. Everybody's complaining about the Davao airport, and I said, Davao will be the last. Kung hindi na maabutan, sabi ko mga taga-Davao, pasensya na kayo. Para walang masabi ang Congress sa atin, baka nga 3% sila doon sa kabila. We also paved the way for the entry of third telecommunication provider. Do not worry about this. There is no corruption at all. I guarantee you, upon the grave of my father, I do not allow, I do not talk to them. I just say, just do your work. And kung maaari, according to what the specifications are required by this government. I challenge this new player to fulfill its commitment to provide fast and reliable telecommunication services to our people, especially in the underserved areas. DICT Secretary Hunasan will be the lead man in this endeavor. I hope he is here. However, developmental gains will not be felt by our people in the countryside if we cannot maintain law and order. Yung peace and security, we need to enforce the law. After almost 2 decades of peace negotiation, the Bangsamoro Organic Law was finally passed and ratified. For decades, our Muslim brothers in the armed have been mired in poverty. My late Muslim brother, Minda Chair Abdul Ghair Alonto, envisioned a progressive, peaceful, and united Mindanao during our lifetime. It is my hope that the Bangsamoro transition will fast-track the establishment of regional government that will secure and comfortable life for Muslim brothers and sisters and all indigenous communities in the Bangsamoro regions. Additionally, I have taken the helm of the National Task Force to end local communist armed conflict and have assigned a cabinet member to each region to harmonize government efforts in attaining national development security. Through the exceptional leadership of Secretary Briones and the DepEd, I am proud to say that this year more Filipino learners are receiving basic education with over 27 million enrollees from kinder to senior high school. And because we have still a little to spare, the fastest population growth, one of the is the Philippines. We are so industrious that we are producing more people than. I do not want to quarrel with the religious, but more than 823. Sorry, but I is not good for the. Nasuot ko lang to pag paminsan-minsan eh. Out of school youth and adult learners were able to access non-formal education through the alternative learning system for our national sports development. I support the proposed measure to create the National Academy for Sports for high school students. Almost 86,000 micro, small, and medium enterprises, or the MSMEs, have received over 3 billion worth of loans since 2017, thanks to the efforts of Secretary Lopez and the DTI. Additional benefits for solo parents, the assignment of health workers in all barangays, and the expansion of the malasakit centers are what we also hope to achieve through the bills filed by the original concept of Bongo para manalo sa kampanya. Yun ang mantra niya. Tutuhanin mo lambong, mapahiya tayong lahat. I also implore Congress, you have to study this very carefully. Congress has to postpone the May 2020 election. And yung barangay Sanggunian, Kabataan, to October 2022. Because if you read it, to rectify the truncated terms, paiba-iba na eh. The truncated terms of sitting barangays, but also provide them with the ample time to finish the programs and projects. I suggest Congress should also enact the Magna Carta for barangays. This administration's malasakit at serbisyo program has of course reached the Filipinos who labor in foreign lands. The milestone signing of the bilateral labor agreement with Kuwait in 2018 is a testament of my commitment to stop abuses inflicted on our overseas Filipinos, to ensure their welfare, protection, and their access to government services. The establishment of the Department of Overseas Filipinos will sufficiently address this particular need. Our accomplishments for the past 3 years and the plans for the next 3 are discussed in detail in my midterm report to the people, copies of which shall be made available before the day ends. Let me repeat what I said many times before. Honestly, I have identified the enemy who dumped us into this quagmire we are in. I have met the enemy face to face, and sadly, the enemy is us. We are our own tormentors, addressing the Philippines.